It looks so simple. It looked like a serve that, you know.
Yeah, you're doing the 5th division, you know.
I don't want to say it. You know what? We call it the mum serve, right? Like a serve your mum would do when she's just playing. Oh yeah, like in the basement.
Hey guys, we're here at the US Smash in Las Vegas, and we're with superstar from Germany, former world #1, Dimitrij Ovtcharov. How you doing?
Hey, nice to be here then.
Honestly, it's great to have you on the show, and I know we've been trying to get you on for a while, but you've been busy trying to make it work, but here you are, and thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, sorry it took some time, but now I'm happy to be
You're
here.
a busy man.
Yeah, sometimes.
Legend, cool. Well, firstly, we're here in the US, in Vegas, enjoying yourself. And you had a tough first round game. It's not easy out there, and you got through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's cool we have such a big event in the US, and then in Vegas, you know, the city where so much big stuff is happening. So I had surgery 5 weeks ago, but I really wanted to make it happen to be here. And yeah, I'm really glad I could. Everything went well. I'm still quite far away from my usual shape, but I went through the first round and we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
When you see the draw, because you played Nandan, a youngster who's very confident, wild style, what was your mindset going into that match?
I mean, the mindset was like that he will be very motivated. I played him once at the Team Worlds, and he was like on fire every point he wins, and he talks a lot to himself during the match to pump him up. I think he have a lot of positive energy, and it's nice to see like a rising kid from the US. But of course, on the other hand, it's a match I really don't want to lose. Let's put it like this. And yeah, it was a really tough one, and I'm happy to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel right now the circuit's got so strong. Like, there's so many good players now, so you have to be careful whoever you're playing, right? You know, the qualification stages of this tournament, for example, is like its own tournament in itself. You know what I mean? It's so strong now. So many good players.
I fully agree with that. I mean, it's so different from, I think, back to the times like 2008, 2010, 2012. There was like the top Chinese, there was like Timo Vladi, Misutani, me. Then you had a couple of other players like Michael Mays, Chuan Chuan, you know, everything was pretty much set in stone. It was always the same players in the quarterfinals, semifinals, last 16 rounds. Now I feel like world rank number 70, 60, it's not even a big surprise when they take down world number 8, sometimes 7. It's like so many surprises. The ball and the game developed to a place where it's really equal now.
I think it's players like yourself who have helped pioneer the sport. You guys train so hard. You know, a lot of your videos are online training. People can see how the top players are training as well. And training methods have got better in other countries. So it's just helping create a lot more players in depth, you know? Do you find that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. And on the other hand, for players like me who are playing for a long time now, it's really tough because we have to adjust all the time. The game is, the quality of the balls, the equipment, everything is changing. The players, the game is rising up. And just recently I was in Timo's farewell party, and there was some best of videos when Timo played Mitsutani. It was supposed to be like the greatest rallies, but if you think how they played, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, you know, Timo started, Mitsutani played a safe block, and then they played the rally out. And now you see you start, and then Felix Lebrun just goes straight every ball. Like,
crazy.
No safety, just on it all the time.
100%.
Yeah, you know, there's this, like Vladi, he was, you know, the best passive player. He always controlled the ball, but there's no such thing anymore. It's like
it doesn't exist now. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like it's a disadvantage to actually open. Before, when I opened, I won basically 99% of the rallies. I had so much spin and power, but now I feel like sometimes better to push,
and
let
counter.
the other one to pull and get on top of the game. It's crazy how it's changing, but that's, I think, also the beauty of the sport, that you always need to try to keep it up and adjust to the new times.
I remember when it first happened, the ball came in and the style changes. It was a bit weird, and where everyone was a bit like, is this working or not? And now I think the levels got so strong that it is very spectacular now, you know?
Yeah, people are adapting, getting used to it, Equipment's changing as well, like the rubbers are changing.
Yeah, more tacky rubbers, more grip now, and it's good. It's good to watch.
Something I wanted to ask you is you have absolutely iconic serves. I think your backhand, your tomahawks. How did you build them growing up? Did you think in your mind, I want to have the best serves in the world, I want to be different necessarily? Or how did they come about?
I mean, my dad was a former player as well. He played for the Soviet Union. He was serving the backhand and the tomahawk, but he's 170, I'm 186. So when he does the backhand serve, it still looked rather normal. And when I was 160 and young, like, it also looked rather normal, but somehow I like to stay like a right where the net is, and I grew higher, and then I went lower and lower and lower. And then I think in 2008, the New York Times had my serve at the best inventions of the year. I think that
That's awesome.
I honestly think there was better inventions, but it was still cool to be like named there. Right?
Yeah, you got like the light bulb, computers, Dimitrij serve.
That's great.
But I always wanted to do something different. I mean, everybody at that time was serving the classical pendulum serve or the reverse pendulum, and I said, why not to do something different? And honestly, when I was like 12, 13, I had some coaches, they were saying, man, this I mean, I wasn't a man, I was a boy, but they said like this service is Stone Age, you can't grow to good quality player with backhand serve because it's outdated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I stick to it, and I think I proved them better.
Yeah.
I think if players don't come up against it much, they're not used to it as well. And you're like, if you throw that in at 9-9 or something, you're using it a lot in big matches in Olympics and stuff, and I've seen you use it, and it's like players are not used to that serve. So then you're going to get a little pop up or something, right? And you can attack off it.
Yes. When the ball had more spin, I even had a much bigger advantage on the serve. Now there's less spin on the serve, so it's a bit tougher. But in general, like you say, 99% of the players doing the classical pendulum serve, so everybody's quite used to it. So I'm doing something different, putting me in a better place throughout my career.
I dread to think how much spin you got with it with the cello ball, because I actually tried to receive some of your serves before, and it was a plastic ball, and literally it felt like, I don't know,
a bowling ball.
Yeah, a bowling ball. I touched it, boom. Okay, try again. What? I'm like going up on it, it's just going down. What's going on? Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's phenomenal, really.
Thanks,
these little tricky things that you've developed is what's helped you get absolutely to the top of the game. And
I think it's hard to perceive that thing, like for someone viewing it as well. Like you can only really understand it if you. I mean, obviously it's spinny, but when you play against it, then you really start to understand it more and think, okay, this is a problem.
Yeah, that's table tennis. You see like someone does a serve and like why he can't control it. It's actually slow, but it's so spinny that I think some people can't evaluate it. The quality we have to train and to put into the serves. In tennis, it's a bit easier. Like the ones who serve the fastest is the most phenomenal. For us, it's not always the fastest.
Very true.
There was a great, in your match earlier, Adam Bobrow was on commentary, and he said, with Dimitrij serves, if you haven't faced them before, you're going to put the first probably 3 or 4 straight in the net before you then learn. And I said to Tom, what did you do with it? And he went, I put it in the net as well.
But you were doing really good at the beginning. Exactly. I was like,
some beginner's luck, I think. Beginner's luck.
We were all texting each other like, what is going on?
Yeah, we were watching a live stream, and it was like, can Tom actually win a set here? Well, he's 5-1. What's going on?
And I didn't drop a game in the season so far. I won all my matches, and then it could have been my first defeat. But I got the turnaround.
Yeah, it went downhill from there.
But if I lose the first set, you never know,
Would have been the biggest sporting upset ever.
Could have been a Netflix documentary. It would have been great.
Oh, wow.
And another thing about your game as well, short receive to forehand. Most people come in with the forehand, but you like to come in with your backhand technique. Again, like, why was that something different that you were trying to do? Was there ever anyone?
It's honestly, it's somehow developed naturally, because when I look my videos when I was young, like 13, and being one of the best like cadet players, I received a lot with forehand.
Okay, interesting.
And my dad never wanted to put me, like, learn me a style of game, like, hey, play this kind of style of game, more forehand orientated or backhand orientated. He said, like, I want to give you all possibilities, and then you naturally develop what's like lying in your game or not. And then with the time, I don't know, I felt more and more confident and safe to receive with backhand. I think sometimes it would be good to use more the forehand, but somehow it naturally developed. Nobody taught me that. It was just an instinct which I got with the time. And I felt, again, like with the service, it was a bit unnatural or different than the others, and maybe that also grabbed an advantage from me, even though it was like not like in the books.
Do you think that's something for, like, let's say for amateur players listening, or even players at our level that want to improve? Is that important to kind of find your own way and find what works for you? Because I think a lot of the time people kind of do what you say your dad didn't want to do, and they say, right, you need to play like this, but everyone's different in the end, right? So do you think that's something that amateur players can do more? Maybe find their own way that works for them rather than follow the textbook, let's say.
I think that's very important. I hear many coaches teach players by the book, and sometimes maybe you try to teach someone something which he naturally don't feel comfortable with, and it won't be good. And I mean, look at Truls Moregardh. I talk with him a lot in the past. He also have an extremely unique game.
Yeah.
And also he had millions of people who told him like with that kind of grip, he won't be able to be successful. I mean, he got very successful.
Yeah.
So I think you need to play your own style, and the style you feel confident with is always the best style for you.
Yeah.
Dimitrij, what do you think one is your biggest contributing factor to becoming, you're a world #1 player? What do you think it was? Because I mean, one thing I see with you is you work so hard. If I go into the training hall in Dusseldorf, you can hear you outside the door, and you are doing multi-ball or something. You're training hard. To be honest, you look like the most trained, hardest athlete in table tennis. I think yourself and Harimoto. Maybe there's Marlon up, we don't see him as much, but you seem to put in so much effort. Do you think that is what it took to get you to the top?
Yeah, I think I'm very determined. When I was young, many coaches told me my forehand doesn't have the best technique, my backhand doesn't have the best technique, my serve is outdated, you won't make it. But I believed I can, and I think I don't have the strongest technique, and I'm not the most talented player in the game, but I'm extremely determined, and I really believe in myself also when it's tough. And I think, I think it's also a skill to train really hard for decades and to learn from your mistakes and to believe in yourself. And I did. And I think in the very tough moments in the biggest event, I stayed the strongest and really kept fighting whatever the score was. And I think maybe that's one of my biggest skills.
Absolutely, because what is talent really? You know what I mean? Okay, you could say some players have feeling, but I remember when you beat Fan Shandong once, I can't remember which event it was, but you did this backhand counter maybe down the line, I remember it stood out, but that shot was so ridiculous. You could argue it's the most talented shot ever, from Fan Shandong as well, So to be able to do that is it's incredible.
Yeah, you have to trust your game,
there's a lot of trust there, a lot of belief, a lot of repetition. Like you say, talent is difficult. I mean, some people like Timo, he never did a reverse serve. He would try and immediately he would be like, okay, I can do it. This is good.
I would need to turn, weeks and hours but I still get there,
But then it's a talent to have that determination to do that in itself, right? It's a talent to put the hours in. It's just a different type of talent.
I also read that Andre Agassi said you need to practice a million shots or a million hours, then or 100,000.
I think there's a 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah, exactly. Then it doesn't matter what you do to get there. It's important to get there, and when you're at the table, then the game is extremely mental. And I think I grew up also with my dad teaching me that the mental part is extremely important. And I think I put as much time in that aspect of the game as much as I did on the table.
That's interesting.
What would you do mental work like?
I mean, especially when I was young, the pressure my dad put me on training, to focus, to play every point. He's always said, Dima, imagine it's the European Championships finals, it's 3-3, 9-9, play with that feeling. And he kept repeating and being on me all the time. It was like, I felt when I was young and went into cadet European Championships, it felt like I'm kind of on vacation, because the pressure I had from my dad in practice was much higher.
Wow,
and I think you really need to try to train and to imagine it's really important, point by point, and not talk about other things outside the training. Then you will have it a lot easier in the tournaments.
Yeah, when you won your first bronze, I don't know if Adrian, maybe it was the second one. When you beat Lin Yun-ju, was that your second bronze?
Yeah.
When you beat Lin Yun-ju for your second bronze, what's that?
No, sorry, I was remembering.
When you won that was insane. But if I remember it rightly, there was a lot of pressure. I remember because
the match was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy match, and Lin was playing very well at the time, and you won that, and before the game, going into it, were you feeling nervous? And what was going into your head? So I'd love to know what you're thinking before a bronze medal. It's so big. It's the biggest thing you can get,
I mean, honestly, because this time was COVID, I was practicing for 18 months. You had so much time to think about your game, what to do. And I studied Malong during that time. I have a 0-20 score with him, but I felt
we love Malong. You got it in before us.
That's
fantastic.
But I felt I gonna make it this time in the Olympics. I really believed that, I really believed I gonna win Malong at that Olympic Games. And I think it's important to get at that stage mentally if you want to have a chance against the best player of all time. And mentally I got there, and then I lost 11-9 in the last set. And when I lost the last point, it felt so surreal, like a boxer who is going down and need a year of rest. I couldn't imagine to keep playing the other day. And I also called my dad and talked with the other coaches like Rossi. I said, like, I won a bronze 2012. I have that already. I'm tired. This match was so hurtful. I don't know how I want to play tomorrow. I don't feel like playing anymore. I feel like stopping for a year at least, you know. My dad told me, you know, he can imagine how I feel. And but he say, if I won't like give my best tomorrow, then I will regret it all my life. So just think about that. And I got that in my mind before the game. I wasn't nervous because I lost that with a defeat on Malone. I just tried to give my very, very best.
That's an incredible jump in bounce back ability, though, to get back into the court.
Yeah. But I mean, how much training I put it in for that event. So I was happy I could build this resilience and this fighting spirit. But then I played Yun-ju, and I mean, he was incredible in this match. It was up and down, and then he had several match points in the 6th set, and especially one, he pushed to my back and I pushed a bit high. He had match ball. I saw he start the swing. In this moment, when he started the swing, I felt it's over. And I was in one way also relieved because this 2 days was, and I played Hugo in a quarterfinal, you know, this 3 days was
mentally
crazy.
draining, yeah.
And then he missed this 100% ball, and I looked in his eyes and I felt he was really scared would be the wrong word, but he was shocked that he missed such an opportunity. Shocked would be right. Like, it was 100% shot and he missed it, and he was shocked in this moment. I was like, this is such an opportunity now, Dima. He's really down after such ball. Try to use it. And in this second, I got a lot of energy and belief. Then I turned the set and won the match. But I mean, it's crazy how much one shot can decide over winning a medal or not, because he surely deserved it as much as me did.
Yeah, it just goes to show how sport is such a fine line. Yeah, it's so fine line.
Crazy. One point, you know. He put his point, it's over, you know. And then, I mean, he's a good friend of mine. I really I wish him success, and I'm sure he can get there. But I remember this moment. It was crazy to see in his eyes when he missed it, and to feel the energy rising in me to see that I have an opportunity now opening.
You never know. He might have missed that because he knows how important it is against a player like yourself. You're such a determined player. Maybe he was a bit more relaxed going into that point or something. You know, he might have just got it on nice and easy, right? It's so weird.
Like, it's a bronze medal point, you know, Olympic medal point. It's you feel like, now I put it and it's done, and then
I dread to feel what that must feel like at that moment. It's tough enough playing in the local leagues when the ball sits up.
I mean, it's a life-changing moment, you know. So and then you miss such an opportunity, and then you need to be there. That I think was a skill of mine to really to see where is an opportunity and to grab it. I think that's maybe one of the biggest skills I have.
Absolutely.
You see that quite a lot in table tennis. If you'd have put more quality on that ball,
he might have been good for that.
Easier, but as opposed to like the slightly higher one, slightly like more time to think. You see it again, like in football as well, and like the easiest shot to score, they miss.
Yeah, sometimes
it's true. Sometimes you play a crazy ball, and I mean, he kills it even stronger. And sometimes you think it's a rather easy shot, and then you win with it. So that's really not. Table tennis has so many variations. It's tough.
I think I remember during that game as well. Like, you started to really like change up your serve with your backhand serve and just serve like this little short, like empty serve, nothing serve. Well, what was the thinking like behind that? Because I mean, I guess it was because he was flicking really strong off the spinny serves, right? And then it was giving some problems.
True. I played him. I think I won the first time I played him, and then I lost 3 consecutive matches against him, and he was just everywhere with his banana. He was out of the world, you know. No one have done
it was crazy,
such quality. And then I played him in Qatar just a few months before the Olympics, and I was thinking, what can I do to disturb his game? And I started with a few of that service, and it worked well. So
you had that in your mind already?
I had that in my mind, and then I tried to do it with the Olympics, worked well. And I saw also Truls did in one tournament against him in Kazakhstan, and now Patrick Franziska was close with him, also doing that kind of serve. Like you say, sometimes something more simple can lead to success than something you do some crazy spinny service, and he give you even more quality.
It looks so simple. It looked like a serve that, you know.
Yeah, you're doing the 5th division, you know.
I don't want to say, you know what we call it the mum serve, right? Like a serve your mum would do when she's just playing. Like in the basement.
But on the other hand, I mean, it's a nothing serve, but it's also not easy to do something aggressive
and to keep it low as well.
Yeah,
like, you can't just do nothing and it goes half long or long and they attack it, you know.
And especially it's hard to flick because it's so slow and so low. The mummy serve can work.
Fantastic.
We were on YouTube earlier watching the match before that, the Ma Long.
Yeah.
You said, like, this might be the best match
I was insane.
of all time.
Malong against me, right?
Every single rally was just ridiculous.
It was just pure madness. Yeah.
And it was back and forth. And
It was I had set balls in the first set also. It was really back and forth. When I think about that, I get like the goosebumps. It was so like I was in such zone. I felt like I couldn't realize anything what happens out of the game. It was just point by point by point, and to stay in it. I was such a good level, and mentally, physically, playing wise, was an experience to do it. Except I lost.
Yeah, I think that, as you mentioned already, Dima, like Ma Long is the GOAT of the game. Everyone recognizes that, and you've put on one of the best matches ever against him. I mean, what a player. I mean, what do you think makes him so great then, Ma Long?
I think
he's. Put it down to?
I think. I mean, he was so good so early. I mean, I think I played with him like Junior World Championships in Chile or something, like 2004. Like,
okay, that's crazy.
Kind of 100 years ago. And 2008 at the Olympics, when he didn't play, I think he was already number 2 in the worlds, but they selected more experienced players. And then like from 2009 to 2010, he was constantly the best player, but didn't perform. Like, I mean, many people, younger players don't know. Like 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, he missed all opportunities he got, even though he was outstanding. But he, over so many years, I can imagine, and I talked to him, how mentally tough that was, that Jike suddenly appeared and out of nothing he became world champion and took his spot in the London Olympics. So he missed 2008 and 2012, the Olympic Games. Yeah. But he kept fighting, you know. I think for 5-6 years he was mainly suffering. And then when he won in Shanghai 2015, I felt like something changed in him, and all the confidence he put into his extreme skill and determination, and then he was unbeatable for 5, 6, 7 years. It was crazy, but he has so much discipline, you know. He's the first in the hall, he's the last to go, he practiced the most of all.
So he outtrained you?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's not like he's very skilled and talented, but he puts so much time and thoughts. He's living table tennis like I think no one else, and he really, really loved the sport. So I was surprised he stopped. I felt like many people said he will stop, but I was surprised because he has such deep love to table tennis. I thought he would keep going, and he's still outstanding. So I was still surprised about that.
Sure, yeah. It's like he almost retired.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he played recently. I mean,
phenomenal.
You know, in the match against me and Truls, and I have the match ball against him, you know, first time, but he still don't want to lose.
He's still thinking, I can't even do it here.
Yeah, I was like, can you give me one victory one time? I think I had match ball in the second and third stage. Sure, it's best of 3 and it's not world ranking, but still I would have been happy to take it. But he was like eating the table.
He's like, I'm not losing this record.
And then he played Truls, you know, no, I don't want to lose. Yeah. And I think that's incredible.
Yeah. You know, I've seen videos of like Michael Jordan and a few other basketball players, like the GOATs of basketball, and they all talk about that they were in the training hall way more before any other player, and left at the end as well, and studied the game. And I guess, like you said, that's probably what Ma Long did.
Yes, he did. He was like so determined and precise of the sport, like in the hall, outside the hall, studying the game. I felt how his head is always working to be ahead and on top of everybody.
When you played him, did you feel like his backhand flicks more spin than other players, or is there anything in particular that stands out, or is it just ridiculous consistency? Because when I watch him in the training hall, let's say he does 3-point forehand, he doesn't miss.
Yeah, he doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss. It's like, he sometimes catches. He sometimes does 50 in a row and catches it because he's tired.
Yeah.
And then breathes his breath and serves it back in. Yeah. No other player's ever done that ever. They've always finished the rally. He catches the ball.
He's like, that's enough. That was good. And then another one.
And then he would go into a new exercise.
But he changed his game a lot over the time. So when I played him like 210, 212, 214, 215, and also when he won in Shanghai and Rio Olympics, his forehand was like Wang Lichin's forehand in the best time, was just impossible to control. His legs was everywhere, and I mean his forehand was incredible. But he had 1 or 2 knee surgeries, and he wasn't as fast as he was in this time. And the ball changed, and he lost a bit of power due to the ball change in his forehand. But then he changed his whole game, and his backhand became so stable. I mean, his backhand is nothing special in a way, like
it just looks so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's no extra much spin, it's no extra much power, it's no extra fast, but it's always on the table, and you're like trying to win the point, and he always brings it back. And he really changed his game there a lot, from being so fast on his legs and having this power forehand to developing such a safe and strong backhand. He played Fan Chenong, Wang Chuxin, who have so much more aggressive on the back, but he always got it back.
That's the thing, yeah,
Then
yeah.
he came with one forehand, changed placement so cleverly, and he found another way how to be so successful. And in the new game he developed, he also became world and Olympic champion. I think that's really incredible. Like, he changed his entire game and still won everything.
Yeah, it shows how good he is.
We just got to check on this camera, switches off every 25 minutes. We'll just do 3 minutes.
No problem.
Yeah, you're enjoying yourself, aren't you? We keep going.
It's good.
I could listen to you all day.
This is so insightful, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just there's so much to talk about.
No, it's good. It's good. It's fun.
Cool.
Can I just dive straight in?
Cool.
Who do you think has the best serves currently in WTT? Who do you think has the best serves in the world?
I mean, I think Lin Yun-ju has very good serve. Wang Chuxin has very good serve. They're lefties. It's really tough to read. I think they stand out.
Many players say Wang Chuxin, right?
Is
Yeah.
that like spin or placement?
I mean, he became world champion now. He played incredible.
Yeah.
But his serve was still much better to read than, let's say, a year ago. It was a lot more aggressive. And I think it's a very good rule. But still, these two, I would say they're very skilled on the serve.
Interesting.
Truls also has a good serve. It's not extremely spinny, but it's the best placement. I mean, he does one of the best placement. He's in the forehand side, in the backhand side. He's short to forehand, short to backhand, long.
Just
He
the
has
variety of it.
variety. He has the best variety.
Really, yeah.
Interesting.
And it's not always about lots of spin with Truls, right? It's like float balls tight and stuff, and then long.
Yeah, and it's also he knows, like, he will stand there, serve there. What's the most likeliness where the ball will go, and he will be there. Very smart player.
Yeah, it's good.
He also gets better at like 9-all. He's really good at the end of sets. You see, like, he'll go down in a match, start really slow, and then just all of a sudden, and then
Yeah. He reminds me a little bit about me when I was younger. Like, I feel he seeks an opportunity and he really grabs it. And I mean, he did it so far basically all the time in his career. Really, big respect. Yeah.
So, Dima, what is your plans going forward here at the US Smash? And just taking one game at a time in a minute. Of course, you had an operation recently. Can we talk about the operation?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, you had an operation recently. So, amazing that you've got here and you're still determined and going through it. So just one game at a time at the minute?
I mean, yesterday I said to my coaches, I'm so happy that I'm here and I can play table tennis. You know, you value things differently in which stage you are. And I was at the World Championships, and really from one day to another, I barely could lift the racket. It was crazy. I lost all the power in the breast and triceps muscle because it was pressing on my nerve. Then I had surgery, and I feel now week by week the power is increasing. It's still a way to go, and until I have my power back, but I can play. I have no pain, and I'm really happy I could play and win my match, even though it was definitely not one of my best performances. But I mean, you know, match by match it can get better, and who knows, maybe I have a chance the next one.
That's it. That's it.
That'd be great.
Other than that, of course, I mean, Olympics will be in LA 228, and I feel it's 3 years from now. This is a time frame I believe I can put myself in a really good shape again and fight for a spot on the team.
Yeah, obviously a lot of events coming up to train for that as well now.
So obviously there's a lot more champions. You've got the Europe Smash. I don't know if you're going to be at that one in Malmo. So, and obviously kind of a home one in Germany in the WTT Frankfurt, which will be nice to play there, I guess.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was it last? No, it was Lagos where you got to the final, and there was 2 Germans in the final, you and Ricardo,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So we had Ricardo on earlier. We were saying he had a good run in his home tournament, obviously in Frankfurt, because I think he was a wild card, right?
He was a wild card, and he played an internal tournament to even be there.
Yeah,
Then
that's
applied
it.
for a wild card. He got the wild card, but I think it's quite sure to get the wild card if you're a host.
Yes.
And then he came into the round of last 8. What I mean was a really good result for him. Yeah.
And he's done well.
Yeah, definitely.
The German team are very strong. Germans, French, Japanese, Chinese have just pioneered the sport going forward. And the system that you guys have in Germany is phenomenal, you know?
Yeah, we have a nice facility. We train hard. And I mean, we was behind China, like really for a long time, dominating Europe and being second in the world. But now France is incredible. Sweden is incredible. Korea, Japan, they're also strong. This, as we said earlier, now so many other countries are strong. But now I think it's nice to see a little bit more from the hunting perspective that we are not top favorite anymore, but still in the capability of being on the top.
Absolutely.
Would you ever see yourself moving into coaching when your playing career's over, or like commentating? I feel like you've got a really good brain.
Yeah.
Dima would be a great commentator.
Yeah.
Or you can just come and be a podcast host with us. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be great. Or
there's a job open always here.
Or come and coach us. if you need it.
Us three.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to coaching or commentating. I think it's both fun things because I love table tennis so much. So I would really like to stay in the sport and in some sort of position. But yeah, I'm traveling a lot all my life and would also appreciate to have some time with a little bit less time in the airplane.
Yeah,
a
we
lot
can
of
we can definitely understand that as well for sure. Yeah.
Dima, thanks so much.
Yeah,
for
I
joining us.
appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, guys. You're
Really
well prepared as usual. And we do that again at some point.
Yeah,
We'd love that.
No, it was
Cheers.
great to have you on. Great to,
Yeah.
and obviously good luck for the rest of the event
Thanks,
as well.
thanks,
I
thanks.
hope it goes well.
Cheers.
So guys, check out Dimitrij Ovtcharov in the links below onto his Instagram account. You can follow him over there and check out ussmash.com for more results here at the US Smash. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheers, Dima.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.